What's up, everybody? Back with another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing a beer that was generously sent to me by a good friend of mine and a former beer tuber, that being Lee Russell of the now-defunct Hougly's beer reviews. So Lee has not been posting beer reviews for a few years now. He has retired, and he does still post the occasional whiskey or spirit review on his channel, but most of his time is focused on his movie podcast, which is called They Must Be Destroyed on Sight. So I'll post links in the description box to both Lee's channel and his podcast. I highly recommend his podcast. If you're a movie fan and you want to hear movies broken down, in-depth reviews of them, then check out the podcast. Him, Daniel Harper, and Paul from PA Brew News, fellow beer tuber, great friend of all of ours, right? They are like his co-hosts. Paul makes random appearances. Daniel Harper is basically his full-time co-host. But anyway, they do a great job, and I'd highly recommend checking it out if you're into that sort of thing. So anyway, about a month ago, Lee was nice enough to send out a beer mail to me. He always told me if I ever started a channel, he would hit me up with a beer mail, and he did. He christened the channel with the first ever beer mail, and I truly do appreciate it, Lee. Thank you very much, not only for this beer, but for all the beers you sent my way. I still have a couple of them that I need to review, including a live review that I'm going to do with Lee and another good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Nick Lowe, over at Maxwell Stars Beer Review. So be on the lookout for that. He also sent me a beer that's pretty special, and I'm going to save for either my 50th or 100th beer review. Not sure which one, but one of them. So anyway, the beer that Lee sent to me in the beer mail that I thought was kind of interesting, he sent me 2 beers from this brewery, and I want to give them a go because they are an organic brewery. So the beer I'll be reviewing today comes from the Tatamagouche Brewing Company, and they are out of Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is their Deception Bay IPA. Kind of off-center, like you got the logo, right? And then you got to turn it for this. Oh, baby, what is going on? But yeah, so, well, the actual label is just a wrap, which is kind of cool. But anyway, it says certified organic, Deception Bay IPA, 6.2% alcohol by volume, and untapped. They mentioned that it is 63 IBUs. On the back, they have a little spiel here that I'll read real quickly. It says, this American IPA is named after Deception Bay, once thought to be the original name of River John Tatamagouche's neighbor. So it's a neighboring city, and they thought the original name was Deception Bay. Apparently that turned out to not be the case. It is brewed with organic pilsner malt, bittered with Magnum hops, and then hopped plentiful with Huell Melon, Mandarina Bavaria, and Citra, adding serious juicy flavor and aromas. And then maybe have some pairings, baby. Because, you know, this could pair with some of your more stinky cheeses like Gorgonzola, maybe blue cheese. But it says right on the bottom, I'll get you in on that. It says, pairs great with, looks like shellfish. I think it says shellfish, stinky cheese, and is that bacon-wrapped sausages? Maybe bacon-wrapped hot dogs. But yeah, they also say, we're a family-owned and operated brewery located in the heart of Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia. In 2014, we converted an old butcher shop into a community brewery where we make small batches of tasty, handcrafted beer. It's good beer for good people, and we can't wait for you to try it. I can't wait to try it either. So let's get into it. So anyway, got the IPA, Pale Ale, double IPA glass. We're going to give it a crack here and see what we got going on. Freshness, again, Lee sent me the beer mail about a month ago. I think he said it was pretty fresh. Probably a couple months on it. Look, that's on me. If you guys didn't check out my channel update a few days ago, real life got in the way, and I haven't really been doing anything on the channel for the last month or so. So if this is not tasting how it should, it's on this guy, and I do apologize, Lee, but I appreciate you sending it. So let's get a good pour on this beer and see what we got going on. Yeah, so this is pouring out like an old school IPA, if you guys get a look of it there. It's like an old school IPA. They call this an American IPA. They're not saying New England style. So it has this nice like orangey bronze color to it. A bit hazy, decent carbonation, about a finger of an off-white head. Plays the role. Let's get a nose. Oh, that's actually still popping a bit. So Huell Melon and Mandarina Bavaria, I believe, are like new age German hops, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm definitely not because it says Huell Melon, but I do get a bit of like a melon rind in here. Maybe even like a honeydew flesh of the melon. Yeah, a little bit of mango, peach, stone fruits, apricots. definitely big orange vibes too. It's almost like they're using Amarillo, but they're not, because like I said, they're using Huell Melon, Mandarina Bavaria, and Citra. Citra probably providing the stone fruit characters. Big orange probably coming from the Mandarina Bavaria, because I've had that before and I did get big orange notes from that before. So kind of similar to Amarillo in my opinion. Haven't had many beers with that hop in it though. But yeah, it smells pretty good. There's citrus notes, there's tropical fruit, a little bit of stone fruit character. That Pilsner malt is kind of just carrying the hop flavors. There's like a slight crackery, grainy thing going on. But for the most part, it just smells like a pretty damn solid American IPA. Nothing more, nothing less. I want to get into it. So cheers, everyone, and thank you once again, Lee. Truly do appreciate it. Well, even with some age on it, like I said, it's probably at least 2 months old. It's drinking quite nicely. I don't know how much this is supposed to pop, how vibrant this beer is supposed to be, how bold it's supposed to be, how bombastic Paul is supposed to be. I'm going to always use bombastic, almost every review, just to shout out Paul. But there isn't a lot of, baby, look at that glass, Lathan, baby, so nice. There isn't a huge blast of flavor, but it is nice. Has a very nice balance to it. Right up front, you're hit with sweeter oranges. I would honestly say more like a blood orange, a sweeter blood orange. A little bit of like a peachy apricot vibe. That melon got kind of lost. It didn't transition well from the nose to the glass. I wish it would have. I'd like melon, especially honeydew. But as you guys can see, I'm drinking this quite easily. It's been out of the fridge for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Probably in the 50 degree Fahrenheit range, 8 to 10 Celsius. It's pretty hot outside, and this is very refreshing right now, which is something that I was hoping that this beer would be. But in all honesty, there's not a lot going on. Body, lower side of medium bodied, has a bit of heft there, but it's 6.2%, not expecting the world. Has a nice crispness to it, not really soft. Drinking so many New England style IPAs and softer beers nowadays, this has like a more appropriate old school style of mouthfeel and body to it. But yeah, a bit of crackery note from the Pilsner malt, sweeter orange, a bit of stone fruit, and that's really it. The big thing about this beer for me is that it's super drinkable and it's very approachable. It's not blowing out my palate with an overabundance of hop character. It's very balanced and it goes down quite easily. So if you are in Nova Scotia and you can get your hands on this, I believe they sell this in NSLC. Get your hands on the Tatamagouche Brewing Company's Deception Bay IPA. It's a pretty damn good beer, and I would say rating-wise, I'd give it a solid 3.75 out of 5. This is one of those beers that could be a staple of somebody's fridge. You basically, you buy half dozen cans, a 6-pack. I don't think they sell them in 6-packs. I think NSLC is usually like, well, this probably comes in 4-packs because it's a 16-ounce tall boy can, or 473 mils. But yeah, you probably buy 4 to 6 of these, throw them in your fridge, and drink them out by the pool, barbecue, just enjoying yourself. Not gonna, like I said, blow you over. It's not gonna blow your socks off, but at the same time, very easy to drink, very well balanced, pretty tasty. So once again, I appreciate it, Lee. Thank you very much for this beer. I have one other beer from them, their Jitney Dry Hop Sour, which I should get that video up probably in the next week and a half or so. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, my first experience with Tatamagouche Brewing Company, it's a good one. So 2 thumbs up. If you guys want to like, comment, subscribe, feel free to do so. If not, that's cool too. If you've had anything from this brewery, let me know. I'd be curious to know, Lee or any other Nova Scotian residents, what the history of Deception Bay is and the whole River John thing. Why did they think it was originally thought to be the name? If anybody knows out there, it'd be, I guess, cool to hear about. But yeah, if you got to hit the notification bell, always going to mention that notification bell. I have a love-hate relationship with that thing. Right now, I love it. Some days I hate it. But ring that if you want to be updated on my content. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow's going to be another Western New York Wednesday. So keep your eye out on that, and or keep your eye out for that, I should say. And yeah, until next time, cheers.